Hi everyone, I'm Matt. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making cast iron cornbread. But before we get into that, I'd like to let you know I've decided to change the name of my YouTube channel. I only used Matt's Bread Breaking when I first started the page as sort of a page holder until I decided what I really wanted to call it. And I feel like bread baking kind of pigeonholes me into only making bread recipes. And like my wife would say, nobody puts baby in a corner. So I've decided to change it to Matt's Black Book of Recipes. The reason I decided on that is I literally have a black book of recipes that I've been keeping for probably about 20 years now. Whenever I want to make something homemade, I'll Google a bunch of recipes, pick and choose what I want, and come up with what I like, try it a couple times, and make some changes, and when I feel like I got it nailed down, into my book it goes. Most of the recipes that I've been baking, they're in here. I'm going to continue to do a lot of bread recipes, but I do want to be able to make other recipes as well. So today's recipe, cast iron cornbread, is actually from my little black book of recipes. And I feel like bread needs to be paired with the food that it's going with, just like, wine and beer or whatever. Spaghetti and meatballs calls for like an artisanal type of bread. Turkey dinner, I think, would call for a sweet wheat type of bread. Corned beef and cabbage, rye bread. Now, I know some people say Irish soda bread, and I'm Irish, and I don't like it. I like rye bread with my corned beef and cabbage. So today's recipe in my book, it's sweet cornbread. Here I'm calling it cast iron cornbread because we're going to make it in my cast iron skillet. And it is sandwiched between my barbecue sauce recipe and my Boston beans recipe. And if you take a quick look, I'll see if I can get it in the camera here. It's old. It's all got some splatter marks on it from my cooking. That's what we're going to be making today. So I'm going to get my camera turned around. I'll measure out my ingredients and we'll get started on sweet cornbread. Okay, so it looks like we're ready to get started. This is the bowl for my mixing stand. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix all the wet ingredients. So we're going to start with 2 cups of sugar. It's not uncommon to have the sugar mixed in with the wet ingredients. And then we're going to have half a cup of softened butter. Two eggs. Okay, sorry about that. That was my doggy barking. All the kids are walking home from school and he barks. So where were we? Okay, we got 2 cups of sugar. We got 2 eggs. We got half a cup of softened butter, or 1 stick. We have 1 cup of water, 1 cup of milk, and a 1/4 cup of honey. Okay. And you know what? Honey sticks to my measuring cup, it sticks to my spatula, and I like honey. So why don't we just top off just a tiny bit more right out of the jar, just a little bit, maybe about a tablespoon. All right, that's good. Tell you the truth, I'm going to be putting butter and honey on my cornbread once it's baked anyway. All right, so then we're going to get this on the stand mixer. And for this, we're going to be using our paddle attachment. And we're just going to mix this until it's well combined. All right, well that's going. Let's mix up our dry ingredients. We have 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of cornmeal, a tablespoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to take our whisk and we're just going to combine all that really good. Now we're going to slowly add our dry ingredients in with the wet. Now you're going to want to watch this, and what you really are looking for is to make sure that the butter breaks up and gets well mixed in with the rest of the batter. It doesn't hurt to about now. Lower it down. My butter's stuck a little bit there. Scrape down the sides and the bottom. I just kicked it up a little bit now. We'll let that mix. Okay, while that's going, let's get our cast iron pan ready. So first thing you're going to do is take a little bit of Crisco and you're going to coat the entire bottom and sides of your pan. Now if you're confident enough in your seasoning that you think you could get away with not doing this step, feel free. I am not that confident. And the last thing I want to do is do all this work and then not be able to get the cornmeal, the cornbread out of the cast iron pan. And then you take your flour. I like to use this little shaker. It lets me sort of target where the flour is going. And it saves me from wasting too much flour this way. And then your excess flour you can just put right into the fat. Okay, and once your mixture is well combined, there will be some lumps from the butter. You just want to make sure you don't have any big lumps. So if you feel like you need to, you can get in there with your whisk after you take it off of the mixer and go at it with your whisk and your spoon and just make sure that there's no big chunks of butter. Now we are going to bake this for between 30 and 45 minutes, and later on, when it's getting close to being done, I'll show you how to test it. Okay, so it's been just about 45 minutes. Let's take a look. Okay, so it's nice and golden brown on top. And to check to see if it's done, take a toothpick, put it in the center, push it all the way down, and pull it all the way out, and it should come out clean. And that comes out clean, so it's done. So let's pull her out of the oven. Okay, so there you go. Cast iron cornbread. The one thing I do like to do while it's still warm is I'll take my little spatula here and I'll go around the sides and just get it to release while it's still warm. Okay, all the way around, all the way to the bottom. A little tough here where the pour spouts are. Okay, so now when we go to turn this out later, it'll release a little better. Now you need to leave this sit and completely cool before you go trying to flip it out, because it'll be delicate right now. It needs to set up. All right, I hope you liked the video, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.